Hi, everybody. You know, if we were in school this week, we were going to read a book called Henry and Mudge and the Long Weekend. It looks like this. You know why I like to read this book right now is because it fits right in with our Super Kids story, The Big Box Fix-Up, which you're going to be reading in your 5K book. You know, Henry and Mudge is a great series. Henry is this little boy. He looks like he could maybe be in kindergarten. And here is Mudge. Mudge is his dog. And you're going to find out as you get a little bit older, Henry and Mudge books are fantastic. This book is called the 11th book of their adventures. So what does that mean? That there are 10 books that come before this. So this is a series of books. This series is written by Cynthia Ryland. That's our author. The pictures are by Susie Stevenson. Susie Stevenson is the illustrator. She drew the pictures. Well, this book then, because there are more of them about Henry and Mudge, is called a series. We have a table of contents. This one is called The Wet Yuck, and that starts on page 5. Chapter 2 is called Bored. It starts on page 9. So these words are the title of each chapter. These numbers tell us the page that chapter starts on. So if we were going to read, oh, look at this one, Down in the Basement, 19, we would find page number 19, and I'm trying to find it here. Here it is. Page number 19, Down in the Basement. And that's where this chapter starts. So that's called a table of contents. That tells us what page to look on if we want to find something. So let's read this story. It's a long one, but it is so good. Here we have, oh, look at that fish tank. Cool. It's called Wet Yuck. Henry and Henry's big dog Mudge woke up one Saturday in February and looked outside. Yuck, said Henry. It was gray, it was cold, it was muddy and wet. Ooh, he took his socks off. I see them laying there. No sun, said Henry. No snow. Just yuck. Wet yuck. Mudge leaned against Henry and drooled. What are we going to do all weekend? Henry asked. Mudge leaned harder. How will we have some fun? Henry grumbled. Mudge leaned harder still. What a boring weekend, Henry growled. Mudge let go and leaned all the way. Whoa, yelled Henry. Mudge flattened Henry like a pancake. How are we going to get up? Henry wondered. Look at him. Look at his tail wagging. He looks happy about it. Silly Mudge. Chapter 2, called Bored. We're going to meet a new character on this page. We know Henry and Mudge. So who is this? Henry and Mudge had a boring breakfast. They watched some boring cartoons. They're watching on their television. They listened to Henry's father tell some boring jokes. Boy, is this boring, said Henry. What are we going to do? He asked. Mudge knew what to do. What would a dog like to do? Oh, look at his eyes. Mudge always knew what to do. If there was nothing interesting to eat, nothing interesting to smell, and nothing interesting to chew, he went to sleep. Ah, right on top of Henry. No, Mudge, said Henry, giving him a push. Wake up. Oh, he's awake. Mudge sat up. He wanted to stay awake. He tried to stay awake, but everything was so boring he couldn't keep his eyes open. Have you ever done that? Started to fall asleep? And you just can't keep your eyes open? His head kept nodding. His mouth kept drooling. Oh, dog drool. Yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Exciting dog you have there, said Henry's father. He's bored, said Henry. Mudge is bored. I'm bored. Boy, is this boring. Henry's father frowned. February cranks? He asked. Henry nodded. Winter grumpies? Henry nodded again. Pre-spring meanies? Okay, Dad, okay, Henry said. Boy, are you bored, said Henry's father. The three of them sat. Their eyes kept closing, their heads kept nodding, and one of their mouths kept drooling. Henry's mother saw them. Goodness, she said, this is going to be a long weekend. And then she had an idea. The idea. Oh, look at her. She's saying, I got it. I got the idea. I think Mudge still wants to sleep. I have an idea, Henry's mother said. Henry opened his eyes. Henry's father sat up. But Mudge just kept on sleeping. He didn't care much about ideas. Not unless ideas smelled like something. Let's make a castle, said Henry's mother. A castle, said Henry and his father. We still have that new box that the refrigerator came in, and the new box the stove came in. Henry was getting an idea. And that paint set that Uncle Arthur gave me, said Henry. Oh, where'd they all go? Let's do it! And they headed for the basement. Mudge was still trying to sleep, but when he heard voices in the basement, he woke up fast. Ooh, look at his listening ear. Where do you think that door goes? I bet that goes down the steps to the basement. Mudge loved the basement. Oh, we can tell. Look at him wag his tail. It had millions of new smells. It had lots of places to hide, and some of his old dog toys were down there. Come on, Mudge, Henry called, but Mudge was already on his way. Dogs like smells, don't they? Oh, wow. Those are big boxes. Oh, wow. What did he find? This one's from the refrigerator. This one's from the stove. Here it is, our chapter title, Down in the Basement. Oh, what else do we know they do in the basement? We can see that from the picture. That must be where Mom has, or Dad has, the washer and dryer. They do their laundry in the basement. All right, so let's look. They're building a castle. It has to have turrets, Henry's father said, and a drawbridge, and buttresses, and a flag. Dad, said Henry, it's just a refrigerator box. Not for long, said Henry's father. We talked about all those parts. Do you remember what all those are? The turrets are like the pointy towers. The drawbridge, so they could pull up the bridge so the enemies couldn't come in. And the buttresses. Do you remember? You thought that was such a funny word. Do you remember what that is? Do you remember the buttresses are the parts made out of stone on the castle where they could hide behind them so the enemies couldn't see? So it's the part of the castle that goes up, down, up, down. Do you remember that? All right, but this is just a box. Henry ran upstairs to get his castle book. Well, that's a good idea. Henry's mother ran upstairs for pencils. Henry's father ran upstairs for a stapler. And Mudge ran upstairs for a quick snack. Aw, silly Mudge. They all looked at each other in the kitchen. How'd we all get up here again? Asked Henry's father. Isn't that funny? Did they get everything they need? He's got the castle book. She has the pencils. Henry's dad has the stapler. And Mudge has his quick snack. When they went back down to the basement, Henry opened up his castle book. "Let's make this one," he said. Henry's father took a look. Henry's mother took a look. "Okay," they said. Wow, look at that. So here we have the turrets. There we have the buttresses, the part where they can hide behind. They have flags. Oh, that looks fantastic. Can they do it? One of them drew, one of them cut, and one of them stapled. Cutting, stapling, and one of them went looking for an old boot he used to chew. Oh, there it is. They all worked a long time until someone said, "Is anybody hungry?" "Order a pizza," said Henry's father. "We can't stop now." And they worked a while longer until the pizza came. Then they stopped and they ate some pizza. While they stared at the castle that they were building, they each imagined how it would look when it was done. There's Mom's idea. Oh, it's lovely. There's Dad's idea. Oh, he's a planner. Part A, Part B, Part C. This part goes up. What a good plan. Oh, there's Mudge's idea. Lots of bones. And Henry's idea. Ooh, there's his drawbridge, and he has a fast knight on a horse. Oh, they all have ideas. Looks like they're enjoying that pizza. Poor Mudge, he didn't get any. But he had his quick snack before. For the rest of the afternoon, they cut fancy windows and fancy doors. They cut out turrets and buttresses and flags. Oh! They made some good flags there. And he loves his boot. Mudge chewed his old boot like crazy. When evening came and Henry finally had to crawl into bed, he could hardly wait to finish the castle. He could hardly wait for more of the long weekend. Our next chapter is called A Great Weekend. Look at the picture. Oh, Mom looks kind of sleepy. Dad's enjoying his cereal. Henry's enjoying his cereal. Mudge is enjoying the cereal. What time is it? What time do they get up? 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock a.m. Oh, look out the window. Henry woke up and he looked outside. Wet yuck, he said, but he didn't care. We have to finish the castle, he told Mudge. Henry and Henry's father ate some cold cereal and ran to the basement. I don't think Mom's running to the basement. Henry's mother stayed in the kitchen to read the morning newspaper. She was always better at thinking up ideas rather than finishing them. Besides, she said, you have to have somebody to surprise. So she's going to read the newspaper, drink her coffee. Wow. Wow. Henry and Henry's father painted the castle all morning. Oh, look at that. Pink footprints. Who do they belong to? Whew. That looks like fun, painting that big box. While they worked, Mudge sniffed screwdrivers and paint cans and dirty rags and beach balls, Christmas decorations, a stuffed turkey. He also tried to eat a spider, but he missed. Ooh, it's kind of hiding there by the Christmas decorations. Where's the beach ball? There it is. That's a lot of fun stuff in the basement. He's having a good time down there. I have a lot of that stuff in my basement, I think. Henry and Henry's father were very quiet. They wanted to pay attention. They wanted to do a good job. Every now and then Henry's mother would call out, "Is there life down there?" Finally, close to lunchtime, Henry looked at his father. Henry looked at him. "Wow!" they both said. "Come and look, come and look," they called up the stairs. Henry's mother went to the top of the stairs. Not yet, they called, and she waited. Okay, they called. She went down the stairs, and there she saw it. The most beautiful castle, the most beautiful knights, and the most beautiful king she had ever seen. Well, they did a good job. They all spent a long time admiring the castle. They took turns sitting in it. They stuck their heads through its windows. They opened and closed the doors. They lowered its drawbridge over and over. There's the drawbridge. We can see it in this picture too. Doesn't that look fun? They did a good job. He made a shield. Henry was thrilled. He gave his parents a big hug. He gave Mudge a big hug. "What a weekend," said Henry. The king gave him a big lick. And what a great king. Wasn't that a fun story? I love Henry and Mudge. We're going to read more Henry and Mudge books as you get older. I think you'll enjoy them. So this was called a chapter book because it had different sections. You can read a chapter one day and put your bookmark in and read another chapter the next day. They're great books. Chapter books have more pages, sometimes more words. They're a lot of fun. You will like them. So this book fits in really well with the big box fix-up in the Super Kids. They fixed up boxes too. Can you fix up a box? Talk to you later.